Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm re-updating my Shaddoll Dinosaurs once again because I found out a bit about a pretty cool tech engine you can run instead to make this build a lot more consistent than I had it before. Now, just keep in mind it's going to run a lot more monsters and spells and traps, but you'll still be running plenty of the spells that you need for the Shaddoll fusion and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, I had to delete my original video, well, at least the most recent one that I did a couple days ago, just so you guys can see like why I decided to change up my deck now and why I decided that this was a lot better. So, and I tested it out and I really like what this deck can do now. In fact, if not better. So, okay, so starting off, I'm going to be playing 3 copies of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I still like to play this guy at 3 because he's your primary boss monster. 3 Oviraptor, this card is your Rhoda and your Foolish Burial. 2 Overtex Quatless. If it's pitched to the graveyard, you can add a free double evolution pill from your deck to your hand. And I'm bringing it back to the main deck. 2 copies of Dino Wrestler Pinkertops. It's a free summon. It's basically Cyber Dragon, but better, as long as your opponent controls more monsters than you do. And it's also an Earth attribute, so you could use it to make Shucky Naga, but half the time I don't like to use it that way, but we got other Earth targets anyway too, so we're good to go. And it pops for free, so like you can tribute them and pop 1 card your opponent controls. For the 1-ofs, 1 Giant Rex, and 1 Miscellaneousaurus. So this one's just for built-in protection. I decided to bump my Giant Rex back down to 2, not down to 2, just to 1 again, because I don't need him as much as I thought, but you still want to make good use of his banishment effect, because, you know, get into some free rank 4 plays, some free link plays, and all that stuff. And it synergizes so well with Topologic Trisbania, so you can banish all spells and traps on the field and burn your opponent for damage. So, yeah. Alright. So, like before, I'm only playing 4 Shaddoll monsters. I'm playing the best ones, in my opinion. 1 Beast, gives you a free draw. 1 Dragon, which pops spells and traps. 1 Falco as easy pop fodder for your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and it can also special summon back your Shaddoll monsters whenever you use its flip effect. 1 Hedgehog for a Searcher, and that's pretty much it. And that's all you should use for the Shaddoll engine, so yeah. Now for the new tech choices, I decided to remove Armageddonite once again, only because I found that this engine was a lot better, and to me it's just more free than Armageddonite, so I'm playing a small performance engine. We got 1 Hat Trigger, which is Earth attribute, so it's also a free summon as long as there's 2 or more monsters on the field, and you can use it for an Earth material for Shucky Naga. 1 Trick Clown for Shaddoll Construct, and it's a free summon as well, so if it's sent to the graveyard. And another good Construct target, Performance Damage Juggler. It's a light attribute, and it searches out your performance monsters. So all 3 of these cards are amazing in their own right. This really keeps the Shaddoll engine a lot more consistent than it ever was. So my apologies for not showing this before. I should have known about this engine that was being incorporated now. So I was like, okay, this is actually a lot better. I like this a lot better than Armageddonite. So there you go. Try the performance engine out for yourself and see how you guys like it. Now for hand traps, I bumped it back down to 6 rather than 7 than I had before, but one of them I like to switch back and forth. So, but first off, going to be playing 3 Ash. I would recommend picking up these as soon as you can, especially when Soul Burner comes out. And 3 copies of Effect Veiler, which seems to be a lot better in this format for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it just is. But it's a much cheaper version in Permanence, so that's for sure. But it's also a light attribute, so you could also make this with a Construct. And sometimes I'll switch back and forth with Effect Veiler and Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre is also a lot better in this format. Alright, so moving on to spells. 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 3 Fossil Dig, and 3 Double Evolution Bone. You got plenty of non-dinosaur targets as well, so you should be able to bring out Tyranno fairly easily, as well as Overtex Quatless, which negates your spells and negates your opponent's spells and traps. Because, you know, that's kind of important right now, because Altergeist are very relevant in this format, as well as Sky Strikers, so you want to stop those decks as quickly as you can. Bringing back Called by the Grave at 3, because you don't want either your Shaddoll Fusion or your Double Evolution Pill getting hit. So you definitely don't want Ash Blossom to stop you at any given point. Bringing back Super Poly back in the main deck as well, just because I have the room for it. Foolish Burial, and 1 Monster Reborn. And that's pretty much it for the main deck. Alright, so for the extra deck, of course, I'm going to be playing Shaddoll Construct. This card, I'm really happy this card's back at 1. So this sends off a Shaddoll card from your deck to the grave, so basically gets a plus again, and then if it leads to the grave, like every other Shaddoll, you get your Shaddoll Fusion back. Playing 2 windows, which is one of the most key cards you need to play, just so you can stop any deck that's so reliant on special summoning from really setting off, so El Shaddoll window will shut down those decks. 1 Shekinaga to negate the effects of special summon monsters. Grista to negate special summons. And for our super poly target, Predaplant's Dragostapelia, since Thunder Dragons are still relevant right now, so you definitely want to hit them with that card and just don't want them to, you know, keep you from your searchers. And also you can use your own monsters as fusion material as well, so that's also really good because it's so generic. Just 1 fusion monster and 1 dark monster. That's just saying a lot. For the XCs, Dolka, of course, as well as Lagia, a Bush Dweller, and I took off Nightmare Phoenix and just brought back Tornado Dragon just because this card pops twice, so that's why I prefer this over than Phoenix. And 1 Gustav Max for burn damage. And as for the only links I'm playing 1 Reaper-Docus, you know, this, you know, just to change types and attributes, so it comes in handy when it needs to. 1 Topologic Trisbana. As I mentioned, this card is really good against Ultra Guys and Sky Strikers. Summon Giant Rex to one of its arrows, banish it. It'll bring it back anyway, and then Trisbana will banish all other spells and traps, and just burn your opponent for damage. 1 Nightmare Unicorn. You know, sometimes bouncing back is better than popping, so Nightmare Unicorn definitely comes in handy for that purpose. And then lastly, 1 Borlo Dragon. And I felt like these were the best go-to Link monsters to go with. Alright, so moving on to the side deck. Playing 3 copies of Ghost Ogre on the side. You know, like I said, it's better. Sometimes I like to switch back and forth depending on like what my matchups are. If it's a deck that that has a hard time recovering or just something for good spot removal, Ghost Ogre definitely comes in handy for that. 3 Mind Controls. You definitely want to make good use of this, especially against like Thunder Dragons or basically anything really, just so you can get free Link plays going off. Shared Ride is definitely a lot better in this format too, because like a lot of decks are search heavy, so Shared Ride just kind of like forces your opponent to question his strategy, whether he should keep going or should he just take the risk of me getting a full hand again, you know? And to deal with any back row heavy deck, Twin Twisters, and of course Red Reboot. And I'm pretty sure Paleozoics are still going to be around. I mean, they're a really powerful deck, especially on the rogue status, so Red Reboot is just really good for those kind of decks, just to shut them down. Even True Dracos are probably going to see a lot more relevancy too, now that Stormforth is back, so... but you don't want them to hit you with their trap cards, so yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this new and improved version of my Shaddoll Dinosaurs, and I'll catch you guys again next time.